Tune into ESG Matters with Risk Insights, where we explore ESG with impact. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to ESG Matters with Risk Insights. I'm your host, Anushka Bogdanov. Today's episode is personal, but not because it's about me. It's personal because I've spent years building something designed to protect Africa's capital markets, only to see those markets turn a blind eye to some of the very risks we are solving for. It's personal because millions of workers, people who have never attended a board meeting or speak to an asset manager, may be trusting a system that is failing to protect their future. It's personal because ESG should mean something. It should stand for truth, accountability, and impact. But too often it becomes a box-ticking exercise, sanitized, politicized, and removed from the real world. Today we are talking about greenwashing, conflict, pension fund exposure, and the real cost of ESG failure for African communities. So let's start with the data. Too many companies, especially in high-impact sectors like mining, energy, and logistics, are receiving high ESG ratings despite failing to disclose basic environmental or governance information. So, water data in drought-affected regions, no emission details, or board structures lacking transparency or independence. Yet foreign ESG ratings continue to score these firms highly, creating a dangerous illusion of sustainability. Now that is why we built ESG GPS. It's Africa's first, jurisdictionally aligned, grounded in risk. It's built to identify greenwashing, governance weaknesses, poor ESG disclosure, as well as the misalignment with the SDGs, or the Africa Union Agenda 2063, or the net zero targets. And yet, when we present these findings, we are often met with defensiveness instead of dialogue. So the question becomes, who is really safeguarding Africa's capital markets? And why are tools that are built to do that being sidelined? I have faced immense scrutiny recently, and while I'll address that in time, I want to be clear. This isn't about one person. This is about how we treat the truth in data. Now add global conflict to the picture. Wars from Ukraine to Gaza to Iran are not only humanitarian crises. They are accelerants of carbon emissions. They distort energy markets, revive fossil fuel subsidies, and shift global supply chains into high-risk zones with weak governance. Still, ESG ratings often fail to capture this. Companies with ties to military supply chains, fossil fuel logistics, and unregulated rare mineral extractions continue to be ranked as ESG compliant. If your rating system ignores war, supply chain emissions, or geopolitical instability, it is not measuring ESG. Now let's bring this home. Your pension is being invested into this system. Even if you never buy shares directly, your retirement fund is being used to back companies with high ESG scores based on flawed data. Millions of African workers, nurses, teachers, cleaners, civil servants trust that their savings are being managed responsibly. But when fund managers chase short-term returns while ignoring ESG truth, the trust is broken. We talk about fiduciary duty, but what about the duty to protect the long-term interests of real people? This is where ESG GPS changes the game. It's not just a rating model, it's a stewardship tool. For companies that haven't started their ESG journey, ESG GPS provides a baseline to help them identify gaps, offer a roadmap for stronger disclosure, resilience, and investor readiness. ESG GPS does not aim to shame, it aims to equip. We believe that African companies can be global leaders in ESG, but only with data that reflects their reality and supports their growth. Stewardship means enabling transformation, and we are here just to do that. So, this is a call to regulators, capital markets, asset managers, issuers, and communities. We can no longer afford to ignore the ESG truth. Greenwashing is not harmless. Short-termism is not responsible investing, and ESG must return to what it was meant to be, a tool for long-term sustainability and shared prosperity. I'm calling on African regulators, exchanges, and financial leaders. Let's stop regulating selectively. Let's embrace jurisdictional ESG data. Let's use tools like ESG GPS not as threats, but as instruments of market integrity. At Risk Insights, we will continue to lead with data, integrity, and courage. Until next time, ask better questions, invest in truth, and always lead with purpose. I'm Anushka Bogdanov, and ciao for now.